And we come now to 0 hour 30 Universal Time. In the news at this hour, President Bush says the United States did not threaten Pakistan after the September 11th attacks 5 years ago. Mr. Bush described himself as very surprised by reports of the incident. Mr. Bush spoke after meeting with Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf at the White House. Mr. Bush praised General Musharraf as one of the first foreign leaders to join the American-led war on terrorism. Earlier, General Musharraf told CBS television that former Deputy Secretary of State Richard Armitage made the threat. The Pakistani leader says Mr. Armitage threatened Pakistan with heavy bombing if it did not cooperate in the war on terrorism. Mr. Armitage denies this. Suspected Taliban militants have attacked a bus carrying Afghan building workers in the southern area of the country. 19 workers were killed. Officials say the attack in the Kandahar area began when a bomb exploded near the bus. Some victims may have died in the explosion. Others were shot by the militants. It is not clear how many people were on the bus. The leader of Hezbollah, Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah, spoke to a large group of supporters in Beirut on Friday. He said Hezbollah will never surrender its weapons until Lebanon can defend itself from Israel. The Sheikh also said Hezbollah has more than 20,000 rockets. Sheikh Nasrallah said the United Nations peacekeeping force was not likely to hurt his supply of weapons. The UN has called for Hezbollah to disarm. He also said he would not release 2 Israeli soldiers. Their capture started the month-long war that ended on August 14th. This was Sheikh Nasrallah's first public appearance since the conflict began. A special United Nations investigator says torture in Iraq may be worse now than it was when Saddam Hussein was in power. UN official Manfred Nowak told reporters that the amount of torture taking place in Iraq is out of control. He said he has reports of torture by private armies and at official Iraqi prisons. Separately, police in Baghdad have discovered at least 10 more bodies. The World Bank has approved $13 million in aid for the Palestinian Authority to fight bird flu. World Bank officials said on Friday that the money would be used to help the Palestinian farm bird industry prevent the spread of the disease before wild birds seek new seasonal homes. About 100 demonstrators in Thailand protested the military ouster that removed the Thai government this week. The protesters gathered on Friday in Bangkok. Many carried signs and denounced the ouster as undemocratic. Police took no action, though the ruling generals have banned public meetings of 5 or more people. A new opinion study shows that 80% of Thais approve of the ouster because it ends months of political tension. Earlier on Friday, the ruling generals appointed a group to investigate charges of wrongdoing in the administration of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Pope Benedict has invited representatives of Muslim countries to meet with him on Monday. The invitation is part of an effort to explain comments about Islam that the Roman Catholic leader said were misunderstood. Turkey and Iran immediately said they would send representatives to the meeting. The meeting at the Pope's summer home near Rome also will include Islamic religious leaders. Last week, the Pope talked about an ancient ruler who called some Islamic teachings evil and inhuman. The Pope said the idea of holy war goes against the peaceful way of God. Hundreds of Muslims in several Pakistani cities held protests on Friday to criticize the Pope's remarks. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. United Nations observers say the Sudanese military is bombing villages in the North Darfur area. The UN workers say the attacks have killed and injured many civilians. A UN spokesman said on Friday that government bomb attacks have forced hundreds of civilians in North Darfur to flee their homes. He says a new report shows that the government has started a campaign against rebel groups who have not signed a peace agreement. UN workers also report continued sexual violence in South Darfur against women who leave their villages to look for food and firewood. And a United Nations-supported court in The Hague has set April 2nd for the start of the war crimes trial of former Liberian leader Charles Taylor. The judge for the Special Court for Sierra Leone said the date might change, but she said the trial needed to begin without unnecessary delay. State lawyers welcomed the date. They said they would be ready for the trial in February. Charles Taylor's lawyers said, however, that he would need until next September to prepare. Mr. Taylor faces 11 charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. And so briefly now, here again is the major news of this hour. President Bush says the United States did not threaten Pakistan after the September 11th attacks 5 years ago. Hezbollah leader Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah spoke to a large group of supporters in Beirut on Friday. And a special United Nations investigator says torture in Iraq may be worse now than it was when Saddam Hussein was in power. So ends the news in VOA Special English.